Hi again. This is my lesson 3 for maths, which is fractions. And we're going to be looking specifically in finding a fraction of an amount. I've just got some work here just to help you slightly, a little lesson just to help you slightly with this because there can be some trickier questions in there. But let's just start the lesson. So, the learning objective is to be able to find a fraction of an amount. Now, I've got here, I can draw out, I'm just going to I can draw out the problem using the bar model methods. Okay, really important that we can visualize the mathematical question because that will really help us solve the problem. I can divide by the denominator, that's really important. I can multiply or times by the numerator, which is always the top number. And the last one, again, we're going to use that bar model method to solve reasoning problems. Okay, so let's start with the very first one for you. So over here, I have got what is 3/4 of 48. Now, I know straight away that 3/4 is out of 4. So already, before I even start thinking, I'm thinking I need to draw at least 4 boxes. At least 4 boxes. Now, the reason why might that be? Have a little think to yourself. Can you answer that question? Why do I need to use 4 boxes? Okay, so the reason why we use 4 boxes is because our fraction, our denominator is 4. So let's have a look how I've tried this question. So I'm going to draw the bar model method, and I've got my example here, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, these 4 boxes, that represents my fractions, equal 48. Okay, that is 48 there. So altogether, all 4 of these boxes equal 48. Now, I need to find out what 3/4 is. So already, yep, I can draw out the problem in my success criteria using the bar model method. Okay, my next one is divide by the denominator, or we can say the amount of boxes here. So let's have a look how we might do. So straight away, I might need to look at this and go, right, I need to do 48. I'm just going to get a symbol here, divided by 4, which equals 12. So I now know that 12 is in each of these little boxes, which I'm just going to put here, because that represents one box. Okay. So 4 12s are 48, and I've got each box is represented of 12. Now, what's really important, so I can now divide by my denominator or by the amount of boxes, is now multiply by the numerator. Now, my numerator here was 3. So that means I'm specifically looking here at 3 of my boxes. Okay, so how am I going to solve what 3/4 of 48 is? What's my next number sentence? So really simple. My next number sentence is going to be, okay, so these are my 3 boxes. That's representing 3 out of the 4, the 3/4. So I need to do 3 times 12, which equals 36. So my answer will have to be 36. And I'm just on this box, I just did my working out there. So you can see here, 12 in each single one, and we do 3 times 12, so it equals 36. So my very next question, which is what I've got here. Jack has spent 2/3 of his money. He spent £60. How much did he have to start with? So this one's a very, very different type of question. It's not saying, where most people get confused of what 2/3 of 60 is. It's doing something different. But let's just draw it out using that bar model method just to help us. So I'm going to make it just this slightly bigger this time to make it bigger, to make it easier. So because my denominator is 3, I'm going to do 3 boxes, and you can just do this using a pen and paper. I'm just using the computer to help you. So this is my 3 boxes. Now, I'm going to underline some of the key questions here. He had spent 2/3 of his money. So I know he spent 2/3 of his money there. Now I need to know what he spent. Okay, so it says here he spent, reading the question, £60. Okay, so those 2/3 have to equal £60. Okay, it's a very different question to what we had before. But just to show you what we did before, we had it very simple that the 48 was representing all 4 boxes, and so to find out what each box represented it, we divided it by 4 because 48 equaled all 4 of the boxes. In this question, the 60 equals 2 boxes. So what is my number sentence going to be? What is my number sentence to find out what one box is going to represent? I'm just going to give you a little moment to think about it. Pause the video, and I'm going to continue with the answer. So, because there are 2 boxes, I'm going to do 60. Let me get my divided by 2, okay, which equals 30. So now I know that in each box, I'll make it just slightly bigger, equals 30. And then, I'm just going to move these over for you. And last one, 30. So now, how much, the question asking, did he start with? Okay, so he started with altogether 30, add 30, which is 60, add another 30, or we could do 30 times 3, which would equal £90. Okay, so on my next question, I'm going to let you have a little go with it. I'm going to do one more copy for you, one more example for you to have a go at, and then if you look at the learning tasks for this week, and I'll set some on my maths, and I'll put some on the school website for this specific lesson. There are questions that will be very similar to this as well. So let's have a look at the next question for you to have a go at. So here's my next question. In an election, 3/8 of a town voted. If 120 people voted, how many people lived in the town? So again, very simple question. Again, I'm going to try and draw this out with the bar model method. So 3/8, so that's my fraction. So already I'm thinking of drawing 8 boxes. Okay, so here's 8. I'm going to draw 8 boxes of a decent size. This might take a little bit longer, so I'm just going to pause the video whilst I do this for you. So let me just pause it now. Okay, so I've drawn my 8 boxes here. We'll just count out that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Okay, so in an election, 3/8 of a town voted. So I'm just going to put here 3/8 voted. Just here. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. If 120 people voted, okay, so there's 120 people that voted. Okay, so that 120 equals 3/8, as you can see here. Now, how am I going to solve this one? Well, again, because 120 is represented by 3 boxes here, I'm going to do 120 divided by 3, which equals 40. So in each box is going to be 40, which is really simple to do. Let me just grab that. So that's 40. Now, if you're really clever and you can work it out quicker, we know if 40 equals, and it does equal 1/8, how many people were there altogether in the town? So 40 is in all of the 8 boxes. There's 8 boxes of 40. So my next one I will do would be 40 times 8, which is really simple if you know how to do it. So I know that 4 times 8 is 32, but because that is 14, which is 10 times larger than 4, I'm going to do 32 times 10 in my head, which is 320. So my answer will be 320. Okay, so that's my lesson, being able to find a fraction of an amount. There will be some of these questions on the website for you to have a go as well. Thank you, and hope you are working extremely hard.